Hi, it's Nettura and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about symptoms of black magic being done to you. So basically things that happen around you or things that you experience in your body, in your mind, etc, etc. Let's dive into it. First, let's start off with the feeling that you feel, okay? I'll get into the symptoms and the occurrences and the happenings later, but let's start with the feeling because that's the most important thing, because in general, like everything could happen to you, but some things could literally just be a coincidence or just your fate in that moment, kind of like it's meant to happen to you. And sometimes it just isn't meant to be that way. It's genuinely an obstacle that's being thrown at you and you're experiencing. You're the vessel that the obstacle or the misfortune was targeted, and you have to digest it, kind of, right? So the feeling basically is, okay, first of all, I'm speaking from experience, okay? I didn't just go on the internet, take things down and here to deliver. No, I actually went through this. I studied this. I've been in this shit. I still kind of am, okay? I'm still battling. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about, bitch. I definitely know that one, okay? So the feeling, you have a feeling of dread, okay? It's dread. It's depression, but it's not the traditional depression of, it's hard to get out of bed. I feel worthless. It's not just depression in terms of psychiatry, okay? So even if you, for example, suffer with depression or have been diagnosed with major depressive disorder or bipolar disorder, any of the sorts, it still could just mean that you're affected by witchcraft depression. I have depression. Okay, I have it. And there's a difference between an episode that just comes onto me versus witchcraft attacks. There is a difference, okay? There's a difference. So just because you suffer with depression or any of the sorts doesn't mean that the attacks that you experience are just your episodes. It also doesn't mean that you're experiencing attacks. Sometimes it could be your episodes. You have to learn how to differentiate them by gathering the evidence, the spiritual evidence kind of what you feel and also the occurrences that are happening to you. It's kind of both, right? So when you're just going through a depressive episode, it's more just like you have a feeling of doom, like you just drop things because you're clumsy, you feel discouraged. It's kind of like that. But when it's witchcraft attacks against you, you have a lot of things going on and they keep going on, they keep going. And it's like there's no end to it, it keeps escalating, or you get a break and it escalates again. So you have to gather both your feelings and the occurrences. So the feeling is a feeling of dread, a feeling of doom, a feeling of you feel like a corpse, kind of like 𝐴𝐻𝐿 syndrome, how it's how it's described, okay? I even read a book about this whole 𝐴𝐻𝐿 syndrome, and I felt like I related. Even though I don't have a psychotic disorder, I still experienced the 𝐴𝐻𝐿 syndrome, kind of, and it made me like put the pieces together of like, oh, I'm not psychotic. I literally am not psychotic. I've done my psychiatry, I've gone to professionals, and over, you're not psychotic is what they keep telling me. You're experiencing abuse. It's manifesting in this way, these kind of things. You feel like a corpse. You feel like you don't recognize yourself in the mirror. You look in the mirror, you see a demon, you see a disfigured object, being, not even a person, a being. You view yourself as just, I'm conscious, but that's all I am. I'm just a floating conscious spirit and I have no power over my life. It's this feeling. It feels dreading. It feels doom. It feels like nothing I ever do can ever get me out of feeling like literal shit. So yeah, that's kind of the state of mind and the feelings that you experience when it comes to witchcraft. Now, this would be paired with symptoms. Okay, so if it's just the feeling of doom and feeling like I can't do anything in life, that's usually just your state of mind, or something happened to you and you're affected by it. It's kind of like that. But when these feelings and the state of mind is paired with certain things, then it's like, okay, we can start making a case for ourselves here. So let's talk about the symptoms basically. So let's start with the physical body symptoms. If you're having problems with your piercings, so piercing infections, rejections, or constant injuries to your piercing, keep hitting it, or I don't know, you brush your hair and it just gets caught in your piercing, or these things. But over and over again, a piercing ripping out, okay, a piercing getting lost, especially if it's gold, if the piercing is made of gold. So for example, I experienced this. I woke up and my eyebrow piercing was ripped out of my face, and there was no blood, no force, like nothing. Like I didn't fight it off me while I was sleeping, because there wasn't a bruise, there wasn't any blood, there wasn't any crust, like there was nothing. I just had the hole, like, of it being ripped out. I had like a canal of it, and my piercing was just under my pillow, whole, like no blood, no nothing on it, just happened. And at that time, it was the time where I was sensing that the attacks were starting to get harder. And that night, I also had a dream about somebody that had been previously attacking me. So you see how things kind of align in that way. Next, infected insect bites. So if a mosquito bites you, first of all, a lot of mosquito bites, not just one, but if you're getting many mosquito bites, that's a sign. But especially if the mosquito bites get infected, or if it was an infected mosquito that bit you, that's a major sign. Your skin breaking out, okay? So lots of acne. Now, if you're a person that has just naturally extremely oily skin and you just suffer with acne, then, you know, that's a different thing. But I'm saying if you don't have particularly very oily skin and you keep breaking out and you're having pimples that you're not usually used to, like for example, the pimples I know that are like naturally mine are, it's called fungal acne, I guess, like, you know, those little scratchy bumps that you get with like pus inside of them. That's my personal acne. But when I start getting like full cystic acne, like pimples this big on the sides of my face, I'm like, wait, it's not the placement that I have oil in, it's not the type of acne that I experience. I never sleep with makeup on or any of that. I don't eat or drink shit. Like, I'm pretty healthy. Like, you know, things aren't aligning here. So that would be a sign. Another thing is your hair. So let's talk about your scalp. Either a lot of oil on your scalp, like a lot of oil for no reason at all, randomly, or just a lot of chronic dandruff that, you know, if you don't have if you don't have an eczema condition and you're just getting suddenly like lots of dandruff, then, you know, that's another sign. Migraines, of course. Migraines is like one of the major symptoms of attacks being done on you. Migraines. And I want to explain the type of migraines. You know, there's like different types of feelings of migraines. So one specifically is the pressure, like, you know, you have the crown over your head. Yeah, it's that placement. And it feels like a massage with your neurons. Imagine your neurons are being pulled and massaged like this. And it's just tension and pressure around your crown, the crown of your head. That is the type of migraines and headaches that you would get if you're being attacked by witchcraft. Skin conditions getting worse. So even if you do have a skin condition of eczema or a lot of a lot of acne on just your body, or psoriasis, or any of these things, if you sense that they're randomly getting worse for no reason at all, you're doing all your routines, you're trying your best, you're eating healthy, and they just randomly start getting worse and worse and worse and worse, there you go. Tonsillitis. Oh my goodness, I nearly forgot about that one. Tonsillitis is another major sign that nobody fucking talks about. But yeah, tonsillitis, okay? And usually the type of witchcraft that the victim has on them that would cause them tonsillitis is gossip. I'm not talking about, oh my god, did you see she gained weight? Or, oh, she lost a lot of weight, she looks hideous. It's not that type of gossip. I'm saying like proper, like rounds of people ganging up and wishing you harm. Real, proper, like hard gossip, okay? Tonsillitis and problems with the throat, phlegm, what do you call it? Bile, yes. Bile, I had to translate that one, I'm sorry. Yeah, bile, you know, all of these things. Random fever. Random fever. Like you're fine, you're not sick, you don't have a cold. That's a major sign. Fevers usually point towards candles being lit in order to harm you. So they're setting the intentions in candle magic to send harm your way, to harm you, to kill you, etc. Okay, that would result in you experiencing fever. Random fever, okay, not you went out in the cold without a scarf or a jacket and you got a cold, and okay, you'll get fever because you it's your fault. But I'm saying, like, randomly you just get fever. Yeah, there you go. Itching. Let's talk about itching. Itching on your skin. You know that feeling of the paranoia of having insects, or specifically ants, crawl under your skin? You know that feeling? Yeah, that. If you're getting a lot of that, it's reoccurring, then there you go. Another more kind of subtle symptom is when you wake up after sleeping and your lips are peeling. Now, there's a difference between normal or just having dry lips, that kind of peeling after you wake up, but there's a difference between that and like you were completely fine and moisturized last night and then you wake up and your lips are just broken, bleeding, like crusting, full of pimples. I'm talking about that type of lip symptom stuff, okay? That's another one. Ulcers in the mouth, inside of the tongue. That's more light gossip, so it's less severe than if you would have to get tonsillitis, but it's still hard gossip that would cause you to get ulcers. Random injuries. So if you're really clumsy all of a sudden, you're randomly slipping and falling, you're dropping things on you, you're hurting, you accidentally burnt yourself, you accidentally boiled yourself, all of these things, that's your soul being attacked, because it's kind of like you got recalibrated. Okay, you're confused. So that's a soul attack. Now let's talk about external symptom things, so things that are outside of your body. So insect infestations or intrusions. Okay, cockroaches is the main one. Okay, see one in your house, you need to do a protection ritual immediately. Okay, no matter what, you need to. Okay, that's the worst of the insect. That's the one where you're like, okay, you don't need any more confirmation. Okay, that's definitely. But also like ant infestations, just a lot of recurring mosquitoes, or just unkillable mosquitoes, you know, the one where you spray your house down like it's Chernobyl and they're still living and breathing and having the time of their life. Unkillable, okay? That's a massive sign. Electronics or appliances really fucking up. Now, this is more spirit kind of orientated. So, you know, when people say, my light bulb is flickering, is there a ghost near me? So when these things start to happen very randomly, and it's not just, you know, one thing happened, like your phone starts fucking up. Okay, that's just your phone. But if it's like your phone's fucking up, the light's glitching, the fan stops working, the toaster breaks, you know, all in the span of a week, that's a sign that your attackers are sending you entities. That's an entity attack. Another one I forgot to add, sorry, I'm just going back to the physical body symptoms, your hair ripping out, okay? So if you're randomly losing a lot of hair, like you're eating well, you're getting all of your calories, you know, you wash your hair when it's oily, you're not like letting it get oily and then obviously your hair is gonna fall because your follicles are blocked. But if you're doing all the right things and your hair is just falling out, breaking, splitting really hard, that's another sign that witchcraft is being sent to you. Back to the life things. Let's move on to life themes. Okay, so the symptoms I just said are more like an attack is happening to you. Either it's a one-time thing or it's just like you really pissed someone off and they're attacking you. Now, obviously, if you have been attacked all your life, those symptoms will still occur. But it's also like those things will occur to you if they're doing the mini attacks. Okay, now a big attack, either a generational attack, just people hate your family and they're doing it to you too because you're associated with your family, or if like someone seriously started attacking you either at birth or when you were a child, and they're going and going and going until they see you dead. Okay, now we're going into that territory. So then it moves on to life themes. Okay, where the smaller the symptom, the smaller the scale, essentially. That's what I'm trying to hint at here. Now, I don't know where to start in this one because it's kind of like everything's interconnected, but basically money and career. Okay, money and career. Those are the things that get attacked by witchcraft. Money and career. Also your beauty, but beauty is like slightly lower down the scale. It's more like your hair ripping out, your skin getting worse, and your lips are getting attacked, your health. Okay, beauty and health are tied together. Money, income, and a general career are tied together. So first we were into beauty and health, right? The more minute things. Now we're going on to career, money blockages, and just, you know, you can't get ahead in life, essentially. And as I'm talking, here's the fucking mosquito that has been bothering me all fucking day, even though I sprayed my house down 3 fucking times, bitch. But anyways, this bitch is genuinely unkillable. The feeling of you can't get anywhere in life. Like, genuinely, it's not just a feeling, but it's like the feeling you're feeling is because you're interpreting what's going on to you. It's not just you feel that way and your life doesn't match what you're feeling. You can't get anywhere in life. You can't get an income. So you try to find a job, everyone else finds a job in the span of 2 weeks, and you are trying and trying for months and months and months, even years. You're trying to get a job and you can't get a job. You can't, okay? You just can't get a job. Even though you're probably over accomplished to get the job you're applying for. Is that over? I can't think of the word. You know what I'm trying to say. And you still can't get the job, okay? If you dare to get a job, you'll get a shitty job that you didn't want. So you either get a position that's lower than what you were aiming for and you can't get a promotion. It's blocked from you, kind of. Or you apply for a variety of different jobs, and the one that you fucking get is the one that was like least paying, least secure, the one where you're most physically drained out of it, all of these things. And once you do get a job, you can't save money. You cannot save money and it's not because you're careless with your money and you're overspending, but it's because, you know, every time you get an income, bills, like you get surprise bills. I don't know, there's a heat wave and you have to have your AC on all the time and there goes your money. Or I don't, there's a flood and like your house, something happens to your house and to your appliances, you have to redo your house, you have to fix things. Or you get an infestation, you have to get professionals to fix that. Or you get a moldy house, you need to get professionals to fix that. Every time you have an income, some shit happens. Usually cars are very affected by this. So you finally get an income, boom, your car fucks up, it breaks down. You fix it, you're done, then your tires are popped. These random things keep happening to your living situation so that you are unable to save money. You're unable to buy the dress that you really want. You're unable to get your savings up. It's a massive issue. So you can't get money, and when you finally do, it has to go. Okay, it has to go. Or when you do manage to save and fix all these problems and still manage to save money, then you will lose your job. Okay, you will randomly get fired, or you're abused at your workplace and you just have to leave, and then you won't find a job. These situations, okay, that is witchcraft. These things with living situations and money and jobs and careers, blockages over and over and over and over. And no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to market yourself and do these things, your obstacles do not dissipate. They don't. They're stuck there. Let's go to career. So imagine you're in a job or you're in an industry, okay? You've always done this industry, and in your CV, you've only have this industry listed that you've done. But imagine the career that you choose in your heart that you really want to do is something completely different, okay? you find it extremely hard to switch into the career that you really want, because either you cannot get a job in that career, or you try to make your own business and it fails. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody watches your content. Nobody buys your services. You have these constant blockages. Also, for example, you're trying to build your own business, but you have a really draining, straining job. You can't work on your business because, again, the bad luck, the misfortune that they're sending you, not that you innately have, that they're sending you, affected the initial job, which directly affects the job that you're trying to make out of yourself. Okay, the career you're trying to break into, the industry you're breaking into. Yeah, that one. If you do manage to get successful in the career that you desire, you'll have scandals. Okay, you'll have scandals. You'll act out of character and people will hate you for it. Or they'll start going harder at their magic and your skin breaks out, your hair falls off. Now everyone thinks you're fucking ugly and you failed in your industry. Especially, for example, if you're a singer or an actor or any of these like very front-facing beauty-related jobs, okay? The things where you have to look good or else you're gonna fail. There you go, your appearance are getting siphoned. You start as well being manipulated, kind of like spiritually manipulated by the entities that are sending you into self-sabotaging what you finally like worked so hard to get. You'll start self-sabotaging it. Okay, so you'll get inconsistent. You get a wave of depression and you can't get out of it. You can't get out of bed. You're sleeping, and there goes your work. You can't work anymore. They will do these things in order to make you fail. If you do break into the social media world, you finally manage, okay, past all these blocks and obstacles, you work through them and you get the fucking results, you'll get flooded with hate comments, okay? You'll get flooded, okay? If you're a man, you're so skinny, you know, you can't get any bitches, I'm sure you're a virgin. You know, if you're a woman, you're so fat, you're ugly, bitch, you look 20 years older than you are, you know, a lot of these things. People, it's not constructive criticism that you receive. It's not, you didn't explain this well enough, can you work on that? It's not those types of comments, okay? That's not hate, that's criticism. That's people asking more out of you, really. But it's things that you just so uninvited, okay? Uninvited things. You will get, for example, if you're on social media, you'll get fans, okay? And imagine you never asked to have people be devoted to you. You're just doing your thing, you know. You maybe hope to have a community, but that's all. You don't want people bowing down to you. You'll get fans. Then you'll get fans. And you won't get fans of like people that look up to you, but you'll get fans of people that are stalking you. You'll get stalkers, okay? People harassing you because you're not giving them enough attention. Things like this, okay? People that are once your fans and then they turn against you because you didn't give them attention, and then she's a whore, fat bitch, ugly, liar, you know. These types of people will get very attracted to you on social media, and that's because the enemy, as it's called in Christianity, okay? I'm not Christian currently, but I studied Christian theology very heavily, by the way. I'm born Catholic, so yeah, even though I'm not a practicing Christian currently, I'm very in tune with Christianity. I really respect it, and I still visit churches and stuff like that, you know. Just context, background context on me. The enemy, as we call it, your attacker, okay? Your attacker is sending entities to do this dirty work and project it onto you. And the entities are using low vibrational people, as you call it in the New Age community, I guess. People that are unconscious, that are not disciplined, people that are easily possessed, essentially, okay? They don't have much willpower. They will get into these people and use them to attack you, okay, through this person. So maybe it's not in this person's character to attack you in this way, okay? These people on social media, for example, but they're being used by the entities that your attackers are sending to you, okay? Things like that. Relationships, let's talk about relationships. So whether it's friends or a romantic or sexual relationship or just everything at once. You imagine you have a really good relationship, everything's fine, everything's going well, and all of a sudden they turn on you. Like nothing happened, you did nothing to them, they did nothing to you, they just turned on you randomly. Okay, again, they're being used by the entities being sent to you. What else? Yeah, friend groups randomly excluding you out of nowhere. First they're really supportive, you're well, you're good, you're besties, you're bros, and then all of a sudden they just start excluding you. They call you weird, they start making group chats against you. I mean, maybe all that hatred was already brewing in them and they found an excuse to project it, but also it could just be that nothing was brewing in them and they just happened to get used by the attackers. Okay, because it's very rare for the attackers to know who to use in your life. Okay, Nettura, how does this work? You're saying a bunch of woo-woo and not giving much practical explanation. Let's go, bitch. Okay, they're not gonna go, oh, I'm targeting this person, use this person to attack them in their life. No, they send this energy onto you of people attacking you. And this energy projects out of your aura that they've sent to you. Okay, it sticks to your aura. It gets projected onto the people around you. Now, the people that are very conscious, that know you very, very well, true and true, they won't turn on you. You know, they can like be like, why am I having these thoughts? Why am I having these feelings? Okay, whatever. And they move on and you just have the normal relationship. But some people aren't very conscious. They're not very in touch. They're not very faithful. They're not very, how do you call it? Just in touch with their soul, really. They're not really like that. They're very low life, overly practical, okay, if you may, because I don't want to fucking insult anyone. They will get used. So it's not specifically, I'm targeting this person through this person, but it's more so like, target the people around this person, and the people that are low spiritually, have less spiritual power, I guess, they become the victims. They start getting puppeteered by the entities that these attackers are sending you. Okay, so it's like it's kind of like that. Ooh, I'm sorry, I just like dropped a lot of bombs here. Now let's talk about psychic symptoms. Okay, yep, there's one more level, bitch. Let's go. So, sleep paralysis. If you get sleep paralysis randomly, like if you don't have a sleep disorder, okay, and you just randomly start getting sleep paralysis out of nowhere, there you go. There you go. It's not just a manifestation of your mind. It's not a disorder. It's a spirit attacking you and holding you down. Yeah, we're getting into scary territory here, but I experienced it, okay? And I know people who have, and I've watched people on YouTube as well who have and who talk about this. So this is real, okay? I know if you didn't go through it, even if you did go through this, okay, you hear these things out of me, you will get a feeling, a feeling in your chest of, this is horror, this is fucking terror to live through. Yes, it is. And some of us have experienced that. Yes, I know. And it's scary. It's scary, I know, but it happens. Okay. Other things. You know, when you're asleep at night and then you randomly have to get up to pee or to drink water. Yeah. Usually you do your business and you go back to sleep. Now, in case of very, very heavy witchcraft psychic attacks, usually this is voodoo rituals. Okay. Usually that's the specific attacks that you're receiving. I mean, the specific practice that they're putting onto you. Yeah. You see spirits. You fully see spirits. And they're not like a white, ghosty, you know, a spirit guide or someone that died is coming to visit you. It's not that. You can tell from the appearance who it is. Okay. A stranger with a black shadow. There you go. Yes, they were watching you as you slept. Yes, they were terrorizing you in your sleep. Yes, you probably dreamt about some heavy shit. And you randomly wake up because you need to do some business. And there you go. You see them right there. There you go. They sent that to you. You're not crazy. You're not psychotic. You're fine. Don't worry. They sent this to you. I fully had times where I just woke up to take a piss in the middle of the night, okay? And I'm sitting, okay, did my business. As I'm about to stand a shadow figure, like fully, like not just a face or a body, like like a full shadow of a person, okay, just comes, walks into the bathroom and stands over me as I'm about to stand. I'm telling you, I was about to fucking shit myself. And it didn't happen to me only once, like it happened to me a couple of times. I can go back in my mind and replay the memory. It's genuinely so fucking terrifying, especially if you're still like basically asleep, you know, you're just on autopilot waking up and you experience that. I shit you not, it's fucking horrifying, but it happens. It fucking happens, okay. Other things, I don't know, just really like traditional paranormal activities, really, like as I said before, the lights, the electronics, but we're mostly talking about seeing things here, okay. Voices. Yeah, voices. So you know the way they describe schizophrenia on the media? Yeah, voices in your head, voices that aren't yours, terrorizing you. Now, if you don't have schizophrenia, okay, it's confirmed by your health practitioners, and you're getting voices, you're hearing voices. Now, usually, from my experience, okay, spirit voices are not in your head, okay, they're not like you know, the voice at the back of your head, or your anxiety telling you can't do this, or the way schizophrenia is explained, you know, voices in your head. No, this is like people whispering in your ear or breathing down your neck. Imagine you're just at home, you know, sitting down, you're reading, you're writing, you're eating, you're cooking, and you just experience a breath at the side of your neck, or you experience whispering in your ear, and it was nobody around you, okay, there was no one there. Spiritual psychic attacks, they are sending you demonic entities. Yes, I'm sorry, there's no way to hide it, there's no way to manipulate the information to make it softer and nicer and fluffier. Yes, demonic attacks, there you go. Now about the scariest of shit I probably would have ever experienced. It's when you're laying down, when you're going to sleep, and you know, like as you're trying to sleep, you get into this liminal space just before you drift off into the deep sleep. I've had spirits come up to me and choke me. I saw them, I felt them. Yes, they paralyze you, they choke you, you can't breathe, and you're seeing them physically. Experiences like those, and I'm not the only person who experienced this. Again, I look into other people and stuff like that. So there you go. Any other things? I don't know. Is there more? There's probably more that I just can't think of or maybe haven't experienced. Okay, another one is seeing a lot of accidents. That's another symptom of like them sending genuine chaos in your life. Also though, if you're seeing like the accidents outside and doesn't affect you, that also shows that you have very good spiritual protection around you and they can't touch you, so they're touching your outside experience world kind of. But yeah, anyways, I think I'm done for today. I yapped a lot, okay? If you would like more videos about these topics, like how to know if you're affected, what it's like, types of things, let me know. I'll make more. I just kind of haven't because I don't know, it's a little taboo maybe. Comment down below and I will deliver, because I have a lot to deliver, best believe. In the future I want to make the video about kind of like tiers of black magic attacks that you could experience, like a triangular tier, okay, and it's a bit deeper. So if you want that video, stay tuned and you'll see it on my channel. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you're having a great night, day, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. I love you. Please subscribe to my channel. I talk all things spiritual. Leave a like if you like the video. If you want to comment your experience or ask me to make more things, then go ahead. I also have a TikTok account at Nettura where you could keep up with me, and I also just post more witchcraft related videos. And yeah, that's it for today. Goodbye.